Not only do I hear, but I'm obedient to his voice. And when I asked him why the change in focus, and I shared this, he had told me that we're dealing with the external, but we're not touching the pain points. So he directed me this morning, he said, touch the pain points. And if you ever have suffered a break or fracture, and I said this, is that when you go to the hospital, the ER, what they do is they probe the area to see what they're probing externally to see what internal damage has been done. Oftentimes, when the doctor hits the point that hurts, our immediate response is, ouch, you hurt my arm. No, the fall hurt your arm. I'm just touching where it hurts. So we'll touch some pain points this morning, amen. I said that every person here is going to leave looking at themselves and other people in a different way. Amen. Amen. I'd like to use for a thought this morning, wiping the slate clean. Wiping the slate clean. I want to talk this morning about cleaning your spiritual house. Amen. Cleaning your spiritual house. It's the kind that purges our sin nature to make room for saintly behavior. This is the kind of cleanup that ends those troublesome feuds, repairs those broken relationships, and puts a lid on some old resurrected habits. It's a spiritual house cleaning, and it's a necessary part of our Christian experience. Understand me this morning, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We can all stand to undergo a bit of a cleanup. What happens when you scrub and scrub and scrub, and the stains of your old life are still there? The ones that everyone knows about, the ones that just won't go away no matter how hard you try to clean up the mess from your past. The memories of your past still haunt you because you live the consequences of your past every day. How do you clean up your spiritual house then, when you live the consequences of your past every day? King David had that problem. He was a man after God's own heart, and yet he was surrounded by his past, his affair with Bathsheba, his order to murder her husband Uriah. The sin of his awful past ate away at David until he wrote a song about it and sang it to the Lord, and it goes like this in Psalm 51, verses 1 through 13, where he says, have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions, wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, and thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Beautiful, isn't it? Amen. David desired to be rid of the pain of his past, and here's the good news. God heard him. Amen. That's what the sermon is about. God hears you. When you confess your past and sincerely desire to clean up the mess you made, God hears you. He not only hears you, he forgives you. His forgiveness is his act of mercy. Mercy is defined as compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or to harm. God certainly has the right, and God certainly has the power to punish us for our sins. But he chose not chose to exercise mercy. God pitied our every groan, as the hymn writer says, and applied the balm of mercy to our stinging souls. So the first question becomes, why do we need mercy? First of all, number one, we need mercy because we can't forgive ourselves. Those acts we committed just keep lingering in our memory. That's the power that sin has over us. Sin is unforgettable, troubling, and disturbing. It plays like Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7, like a thorn in the flesh. We cry out for it to be removed, but the stain is still there. Paul and David had encounters like David cried, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew within me a right spirit. My God, we can't forgive ourselves, but God can. And he does because he desires us. Imagine that, sinful, wicked, corrupt, and immoral us, God desires us that we should be his. So he cleans us up in order for us to stand in his holy presence, and he accomplishes monumental tasks through forgiveness. The forgiveness he offered through the death of his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, who paid for all the mess of our sin nature, has created past, present, and future. Christ paid it all. He paid for your past sins, your present sins, and the sins that you will commit in the future. But here's the other reason why we need mercy. We also need mercy this morning, amen. We also need mercy, we also need mercy because we can't forgive ourselves. Many of us have cleaned the yard and not the house. Oh yeah, many of us have cleaned our yards, but we have not cleaned our houses. Why? Because you have not forgiven yourself. And I'm telling you this morning, you have not forgiven yourself of people, places, and things. I'm walking right this morning. I'm trying to touch some tough points this morning. Watch the people. You have trusted your heart to the wrong person. And you have not forgiven yourself of that mistake. Marriage in itself is not bad. The Bible says marriage is honorable in the sight of God, and the marriage bed is undefiled. But marriage is bad if you choose to marry the wrong person. Amen. So marriage is not bad in itself. It's when you choose to marry the wrong person that marriage seems bad. But I submit to you this morning, just because you've seen one bad movie, you never stop going to the movies, have you? You simply see a movie that appeals to you. Now watch this. There is no such thing as a child being a mistake. Three things happen when a child is the right child, but it could be born in the wrong circumstances. Amen. What's the wrong circumstances? Somebody that belongs to somebody else, you have no right to have a child with. Right? Second situation. You have a child with the wrong person. The right child with the wrong person. And what happens is, if we don't deal with the internal hurt, and all you do is clean the yard, the child will suffer. Because what happens is that wrong decision is played out and heard about through your child. Because the person that you made the wrong decision with, now you bash that person in front of the child. If you don't clean up the inside, that child begins to take on your internal, and it manifests itself in their external living. So children repeat the sins of their parents that were not dealt with. So there are some things you gotta forgive yourself for. So you know what? I married the wrong person. Marriage is not bad. The person that I married was the wrong person. There's nothing wrong with having a child. It was the wrong situation and with the wrong person. Because the truth is, marriage should come before the child. And you'll find, as we're going through this morning, everything I'm talking about deals with us making a decision. And whenever we do the choosing, the flesh will always show you the benefits and not the consequence. And the child is the one. The spouse is the one. Then you have, there's places that we went that we have not given ourselves for. There's things that we've done, places that we went that nobody will ever know about but you and God. He said, nobody ever will know about this. This is just me. And no matter how long you've been married, no matter who you've been married to, there's just certain things that only you and God will ever know about. Because truth be told, everybody does not need to know all your business. Everybody can't handle all your business. But there's some things we've done with these bodies, some places that we went with with these bodies, right about it, that nobody's going to know but me and God. But watch this thing. You cannot move forward if you still have the results of your past living in you. Because if you keep that inside you, you are bound to repeat it. Right about it. If you don't deal with that hurt and those past mistakes, you're bound to, people that learn from mistakes and those who learn by watching other people's mistakes. Two types of learners. Those who can watch others, you know what, I ain't living like that. Then you have some, I'll give you an example. You have that one child, you can say, you know what, I just get out the bathroom and go in there and smell. And that one child, you know what, Dad just went to the bathroom, go in there and the bathroom smells. But that other child has to go in the bathroom for himself and find out that ooh, it smells. I told you that. That's what I have to learn by experience. But once you have experienced something, you should have to experience it over and over again. The reason why you do is you've never dealt with the internal pain. You're trying to find external satisfaction for an internal problem. Oh, that's good right there. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You're trying to find external satisfaction for an internal problem. The problem is not the relationship, the problem is you. You have things that have happened in your past that you have not forgiven yourself for, so you keep repeating over and over again. And you blame everything and everyone but yourself. Well, he was no good. She was no good. No. The common denominator in each situation is you. Because where you go, there you are. Every child is a blessing from God. It's the circumstances, the people, and the situations that makes it a bad decision. Right about it. Are we getting this so far? And when we understand that is not the external. The internal is what's impacting my external. Don't worry about cleaning up the yard. Clean the house first. And then clean your yard. There is nothing more embarrassing. You might know some folks like that, I pray that you don't. Have you ever gone to somebody's house that the outside is cleaner than the inside, and you'd rather sit outside and talk to the inside their house?
Yeah.
Then why would you allow that in your spiritual house? Why would you allow your spiritual house to be so filthy that people are so glad to walk out and wipe their feet on the outside when they leave? When in reality, when they come into your house, they should wipe their feet first because it's just so clean inside. But when folks walk out your house, they feel like the house inside is so dirty, I gotta wipe my feet when I leave here. There's a problem. Am I on track so far?
Yeah.
So, watch this. The second thing, we also need mercy because mercy suits our case. Mercy suits our case. Number two, mercy, it suits our case. Watch this now. Those wise words that came out of the slave's prayer and are still uttered today are just as true now as ever. They've been passed down from generations as the only solution for the plight of sinful man. There is no other cure for what ails us, just mercy. Amen. God doesn't deal with us according to our sins. He can't, or we'd all be doomed. Amen. Sin invokes justice, but mercy is what pardons us. What is pardon? Pardon is the judge looks at you as if the crime never happened. Mercy says, I don't care what you've done. It's all in the past. The slate is wiped clean. All of your sin is erased, even the ones you committed 5 days ago, 5 minutes ago, or 5 seconds ago. Jesus said in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, he said, my grace is sufficient for this. Mercy also suits the case because man likes to remember and throw your past back in your face. Man likes to remember and throw your past back in your face. I'm walking away this morning. Man likes to remember and throw your past back in your face. Watch this thing. I remember he used to be a hoe, an addict, a drunk, a cheater, and all these things. Here's the thing about your past. Don't defend it, own it. You're right, I did used to be. You're right, I was that. You're right. Because once you own it, God can fix it and you can forgive yourself of it. Ooh, that's good. Once you own it, God can fix it and you can forgive yourself for it. The reason why you have not been fixed and have not been forgiven because you won't own your sins. You keep blaming people. Well, if I could just get them out of my life. You keep blaming places. If I could just stop going there, and you keep blaming things. It's not for anything, nobody, it's you. And until you get to the point where you accept responsibility for your actions, you will never be fixed and you will never forgive yourself.
Right. Preach it.
Right about so far. But here's the flip side of this thing. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Amen. Right.
Here's the thing about glass houses. As transparent as my life is, what you're trying to use to shatter me, somebody else that knows a lot about you can shatter your house just as well. Right about it. Amen. People in glass houses should not throw stones. So yes, I may be what you said I used to be. Yes, I may have been a cheater, a drunk, an addict, a hoe, whatever you call me. But Christ said his grace is sufficient. So understand me, God is not concerned about where I've been. He's only concerned about where I'm headed. And when you get to the place in your life where you stop being concerned about where you've been and all you're focused on is where you're going, you will allow God to fix you and you'll let God forgive you and you'll forgive yourself. There's a lot of broken folks in the church because they come in with the yard looking real good, but the house is broken. The house has a lot of internal damage. And you wear the mask of smiles, but on the inside, your heart is breaking. On the inside, you're just as broken now than when you first came into the Lord. Today is your day that you need to come out of it. You need to make the decision, you know what, I'm coming out of this mess today. God has forgiven me. I am making the decision to forgive myself. You need to sit down, Lord, you need to sit down and write yourself a love note and fall in love with yourself over again. You need to write yourself a love letter and tell yourself the reason why you're choosing to fall in love with yourself again. And once you learn how to love yourself, you learn how to forgive yourself. Understand me, people will never show you more respect than you show yourself. And here's another thing about people bringing up your past in your face. Once you own it, it takes the ammunition out their gun.
Right.
Once you own it, they know you're right. I was that. You're right. I was that. You're absolutely, I was. But the glory be to God, you remember what I was, but I'm not what I used to be. I stand complete who God made me to be. So bring up my past if you want. My past does not define who I am or where I'm going. Right about it?
Yeah.
Who is this good this morning? Yeah. So once you understand that you stand complete who God made you to be, and that your life is not defined by who or what or where is in your life, that your life is defined by whose child you are. You are a child of God. And once you understand that, then people, places, and things don't have control over your life. God does. So you got to make a decision to forgive yourself as God. The Bible says, as far as the east is from the west, that's how far your transgression has been cast into the wilderness. God doesn't remember, so why are you living your life as if you have two rearview mirrors attached to your head? As if your past is going to catch up with you. Your past is your past for a reason. You can't change it, you can't erase it, you can't undo it. But God knew just what it would take to bring you to a point of making a decision to receive Christ as your Savior. Right about it. Yeah. So watch this thing. So, once you understand that, and you start living and walking now, you'll find that God's forgiveness suits the case. Why? because we were all guilty of doing things. We were all guilty of saying things. We were all guilty of going places that we shouldn't have gone. But his forgiveness covers it all. Past, present, future. Watch this though. Forgiveness does not mean go back and do it again. See, if you say I'm sorry and God says you're forgiven, you don't do it again. This is why I'm very careful when people apologize to me. If you apologize, I'll accept it the first time. We do the same thing again. How sincere was your first apology? Because apology means I'm aware of what I've done. I'm asking you to forgive me, and let's move forward from it. Mark, try to talk. So if you say to God, Lord, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm acknowledging that I've missed the mark, I've messed up, I want to start fresh with you again. I need a do-over. God says, I'm giving you a do-over, but how sincere was your apology if you went back and did the very thing again that you asked for a do-over from? Pretty good team.
Yep.
Yeah. So you need to forgive yourself because God has forgiven you. You need mercy because mercy suits our case. And mercy also suits our case when it comes to dealing with other people. So when people bring their past to you, own it. Say, you know what? You're right. But God, in his mercy, I'm not what I used to be. I'm not what I used to be. And what you see before you is not the finished product. I'm still a work in progress. And tell them, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Because the very thing you're trying to shatter me with, somebody can pick up a stone and shatter your life the same exact way. On track so far?
Yep.
Why don't you just like this one? So, and number 3. And then we need mercy because hell can't go into heaven. We need mercy because hell can't get into heaven. We need mercy because hell can't get into heaven. There is no room in heaven for that hellish nature of ours. There is no room in heaven for that hellish nature of ours. Evil and good don't mix. Oh, that's good. Evil and good don't mix. So if you're trying to live a good life, why are you hanging out with evil people? Ooh, that's good. Evil and good don't mix. It's like mixing oil and water. They don't mix. Understand me? Folk will pull you out before you pull them into the church. They will pull you out before you ever bring them in. This is why I'm very selective about who I allow in my life. Just because you want to be in my life does not mean you need to be in my life.
Right.
That's the best part about being a spiritual adult. As a child, everybody wants to be your friend. But as an adult, you got to be very selective about who you let in your life. Because if you're not making my walk stronger with the Lord, that means trying to pull me away from him, and my walk is too serious. Evil and good does not mix. They can't even take up the same space together. To get us into heaven, God had to remove all the hell from us. He did it by his act of mercy. Isaiah chapter 64 verse 6 says, but we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf in our iniquities. Like the wind have taken us away. Read it again. But we all, as an unclean thing, in all our righteousness are as filthy rags. What he's saying is, whatever you think that you can do to make you right with God, it just makes you appear as a filthy rag before him. Understand? You can never make yourself right to get into heaven. You can never make yourself fit for the kingdom. Right about it. There's only one way to get our stains out. God's mercy through the blood of Christ. Christ paints our stains red with his own blood, and his blood blots out all of our transgressions. Our hellish bodies can't get into heaven unless they're stained with the blood of Jesus. When David brought the Ark of the Covenant back to Jerusalem, he to tell you this morning, there's no limit to God's mercy. You can't use it up. It doesn't expire. It will never perish. It will never be invalidated. Mercy is the lifeblood of our God. It pumps through a spiritual existence the way blood pumps through our veins. It keeps resurrecting itself over and over again through the blood of Christ and His Holy Spirit. It's God's perfect prescription for our problematic nature. Turn me to Psalm 136. Psalm 136 drives home the supremacy of God's mercy. You look at Psalm 136, amen. It opens with, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercy endureth forever." Then the psalmist repeats these words in every verse that follows as he points out the miraculous power of the Lord. Over and over he says, "For His mercy endureth forever." And finally the psalmist closes this song with praise, saying once again, "Oh, give thanks unto the God of heaven, for His mercy endureth forever." Do you think he's trying to tell us something this morning? I think so. I think he's trying to affirm that God's love and mercy are endless and unconditional. From the psalmist's call to praise in the first 3 verses to a declaration of the call to praise in verses 4 through 25, he methodically and carefully unfolds the truth of God's unending mercy. And he closes the song by declaring our Creator as the God of heaven. It's the only place in the Psalms where that title is used. Maybe because mercy should point us towards heaven. My Lord, that's good right there. Maybe because mercy should always point us towards heaven. My God, my God. The God of heaven, He alone can extricate the hell out of us and make us holy enough to stand before His presence, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can purge our souls of sin, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can open blinded eyes, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can unstop deaf ears, for His mercy endures forever. My God, the God of heaven, He alone can calm our fears, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can hush the mighty winds, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can walk on water, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can assure the anxious, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can make the proud humble, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can turn mighty meek, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can set the bound free, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can turn your sorrow into joy, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can replace your despair with hope, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can erase your shame, for His mercy endures forever. The God of heaven, He alone can wipe your slate clean, for His mercy endures forever. Today is the day to start some cleaning. Today is the day you need to start some cleaning. My God, the blood of Jesus and the Holy Spirit will give us the incentive to freshen up our surroundings and wash away the soil of sin. I remember my mother's spring and summer cleanings. We would drag out the hose and wash the windows while she freshened the house with lighter curtains and drapes and rid the house of the winter clutter. It always felt so good to come home to the sense of bleach and air freshener. But this sermon is not about cleaning your house. It's about another kind of cleaning. It's about cleaning your house. And some of us this morning need to get our houses in order. Amen. Don't worry about your yard. Clean the house junk. And the problem, the junk you've been collecting, it holds no value to you or the person you've been collecting it for. Yeah, you need to rehab and rehabilitate your house. Yeah, you need to start on the top floor. And once you get the top floor in order, you can then begin to work your way downstairs. And what happens is, once you begin to get the inside cleaned up, you can then begin to start working on the outside. Scratch that. The Holy Spirit, once it gets on the inside, he'll begin to work on the outside. And folks will start to see a change in your life. Amen. Please stand. Somebody say amen. Amen.
We hope that you enjoyed today's message. Pastor Valentine always brings forth a word that is applicable, situational, and foundational, and you can apply it to any area of your life. But if you are ever in the Albany area, please come down and visit us for our Sunday morning worship experience every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. at 82 Clinton Street on the corner of Alexander and Clinton. But more importantly, if you are searching for a church home, we ask that you prayerfully consider Living Word Bible Church as your church home. Be blessed.